Welcome to this video lecture. Myself Atul Kumar, working as a assistant professor in Department of Computer Science, Rajiv Gandhi Memorial, Government College, Jogindar. In the previous video lecture, we learned about some basics of entity relationship model. We learned about what is entity, what is attribute. So in this video lecture, I will discuss types of attribute in ER model. So there are different types of attributes in ER model. We have simple attribute, we have composite attribute, we have single value attribute, we have multi-valued attribute and derived attribute. So firstly, what is a simple attribute? So it is also known as atomic attribute. So by the name, it is a attribute that is not further subdivided into smaller component. So a simple attribute is the attribute we can't divide this attribute into a smaller component, and it is composed of only a single component and has independent existence. So all the simple attributes are independent, exist in real world. For example, the roll number of the student, here roll number is the attribute, and ID number of the employee, both are simple attribute. As we can't divide roll number further, similarly the ID number of the employee we can't divide further. So both roll number and the ID number are simple attribute. Next we have composite attribute. So the attribute which can be divided into components is called composite attribute. So the additional attributes that are formed by division represent attributes that have independent existence. So the attribute we divide into some group of attributes, and those additional attributes have the independent existence. For example, the name attribute here is a composite attribute, as it is composed of the components like first name, middle name and the last name. So first name, last name and the middle name are the attributes which can't be further divided, and those attributes have the independent existence. Next we have a single valued attribute, and in single value attribute, as the name suggests, it takes up only a single value for each entity. So it is a single value attribute. For example, we have a attribute age and roll number. So age is a single value attribute. As we know, we can't take more than one value for age. So age is a single value attribute. Similarly, we have a roll number. Each student is assigned only a single roll number that uniquely identify that student. So the roll number is also a single value attribute. Next we have multi-value attribute. So as the name suggests, multi-value means multiple values. So the attribute which takes more than a single value, that is the attribute which takes multiple values for a particular single entity, it is called as multi-value attribute. For example, we have a phone number as a attribute of the entity person, and the phone number is a multi-value attribute, as person may have multiple phone numbers. The person may have landline home phone number, or phone number for office, or also the person may take multiple mobile numbers. So phone number attribute have multiple values here, and so the phone number is a multi-valued attribute. Next we have derived attribute. So the attribute that can be derived from other attributes is called as derived attribute. For example, for a particular student entity, suppose we have an entity name as student, the value of age, so age in particular student entity, age is the attribute, and we can find the age, or we can derive the age by finding the difference between the date of birth and the current date attribute. So we can derive age attribute from the other attributes current date and the birth date. So the age is also called as derived attribute. So thanks for watching this video lecture.